And go. Okay, so we'll do our usual warm up. And I'm going to get you to just do some body weight squats here. No resistance just yet. So choose the width of your feet and the depth. I rolled out the mat this morning, and immediately Leo came and my cat started to, he did a nice cat stretch, and now he's nowhere to be found. So maybe he'll join us. The other day he was quite funny, wasn't he? Let's go another 2 and 1, and then those hip circles. If you're feeling stiff at all in the hips, let's go. So maybe you can do 1 and then 1. Maybe you like to do a little step and then open. There's all different ways to do these, just about loosening up to the hips. So good to see you today. The blocks of work today, we're going to be doing the entire block, and then we have 4 of them, and we'll come back to them and we'll see if we can get maybe 3 rounds, 2-3 rounds probably. Last one here. Let's do some side lunges and alternate your sides. Alternate 1 and then 1. So today, I want you to think of strength and a little bit more power, perhaps. So some of the movements can be a little more power focused. Let's go another 2 each side. When we get to them, I will show you 1 more here. Hamstring scoots and the follow all the way up and open. And so a lot of times we do the supersets and repeat. We're going to be doing some good dynamic movements. So even though it's not a ton of conditioning, each block has some conditioning, but the way the exercises are, hopefully you feel like your heart rate stays elevated. 1 more time. Love those movements, and let's go into that squat with that. Reach, getting a nice release through the spine. If you're tight there, I always like to do some of that rotation. And then here. And let's go 1 more each side. And then last one. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to be doing some chest work throughout, actually 2 blocks of chest. So if you're okay here, I'm going to get you to warm up your shoulders. So if you're comfortable doing the walk mode, can you go here and then tap the shoulder? Tap the shoulder. That'll help get those shoulder stabilizers engaged. Keep your core tight. Hold it for a second. Nice flat back. Tap, tap, and back. We'll keep doing that just for a couple more. If you're not comfortable, maybe it bothers your wrists, you need to be careful with that. Maybe that's not a movement that you feel comfortable doing. I'm just going to do this one and then just 1 more after this. And up. Let's go 1 more here. Excellent. Okay, and I'm going to get you to do the sort of ragdoll here. A little bit of release through the shoulders again. Make sure you step and you can lift up that heel so you're not twisting from your knee. And a little bit of the shoulder, a little bit of that back. So I'm going to get you to do a narrow squat and the side reaches, and side reach. And of course, we need to make sure that we're doing a little bit of movements that help you prepare for the work that we're going to do ahead. So let's go 1 more each side. And here, just be careful of your back. If that bothers you, shorten the range. And good. Okay, let's go into that jog or the march. It's important that you get your body warmed up. That mobility is really important, but also getting the body warm, heart rate up a little bit. You can march. That's totally fine. All right, so I'm going to get you to that side step, calf raise, and calf raise. Good. Okay, just get moving in different directions. We're going to go into that jump if you feel comfortable. And let's go another 1 each side. Core tight, nice soft landing. Last one. Excellent. And jump jacks. This time, if you can, you're going to go open and close, and it's your low impact. If you need, you're going to open and close, step and open. So nice soft knees. Let's go number 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then just keep your feet moving. Let's shake out the arms, anything else that needs a little bit of attention. Make sure that you maybe stretch a little through the neck, anything that needs a little more attention. So if you just joined, make sure you warm up. Go ahead and grab some water and grab your resistance. So big blocks of work. And we're going to be moving from one block to the other. So I'm going to show you this one first. This is a dumbbell hang clean, or a clean but no press. So what I want you to think about here is that your hands are by your sides. You're going to load. If you've done group power, you get this movement. You've seen it before. So we load, and then we bring them up, and we load again, and then we reset. So with the dumbbells, we go half squat or load, load, set. Underneath, get under, and reset. Okay? So it's about getting underneath the dumbbells as opposed to swinging, right? So it's not just a hammer bicep curl, right? We need to load the legs, get underneath it, set. Load, catch, reset. Get underneath it, and your core is engaged. It's like a half squat load, and then a half squat, or if you're comfortable, you're getting a little bit lower. It doesn't really matter too much. So let's keep the weights close to your body, get under it, and set. A few more. Okay, so we're loading the legs, get under it, and reset. Breathe, and let's go another 2 of these. One more time. And set. Okay, so that's already going to get your body nice and warm. You're going to grab your weights like so. Your palms are facing in or facing out. This is a push press. So it's a half squat, press, and press. So it's not a full squat unless you really feel like you want. Here and here. So if you need to modify one and then the other, that's totally fine. Big muscle work. And push. So half squat. This can be up quick, down slow, up quick, down slow. Excellent. And keep moving here. Let's go 5. Remember, go at your own pace. 4. Your range of motion. 3. Looks good, everybody. 1 more time. And release. Excellent. Okay, so now I want you to either grab, you can have both weights, you can have one weight. You're going to do a wide squat, or sorry, step squat. I'm going to go wide, narrow, wide, and narrow. So if you prefer, you can go wide. Sorry, I guess if I'm wide, I would go hands close. So I can have my weights by my sides. And it's wide squat, narrow squat, wide squat. Now, since this is just the legs, you can get into that range of motion a little lower if you're comfortable. And so if you weren't warmed up just a couple minutes ago, I think you probably are now. So this will be the end of the strength for our first block, first round. We are going to go into a minute of conditioning. Now, if you missed the intro, if you prefer, you can do a minute of a plank or some core exercise. And keep going here. So I'm going to go ahead and do one more each way. One more. One narrow, looks good. And wide and narrow, awesome work. All right, now you can put your weights down. This is a jump jack, a low jack, or if like we did in the warm-up, we did open and close. So if you can, it is 1 minute of this. So let's get started. Make sure you modify if you need. If it's too much for you and you need a little less, especially after those 3 strength moves, it's a lot of big muscles, so your heart rate might be already elevated. Well, that reminds me, I need to track my workout. Yes, I am one of those types of people that needs to track it. Keep it moving. And I gotta check my time here. And let's continue. I think we are 20 more seconds. Let's go. So open, close, keep your core tight. The low jack, 1 minute long, so choose a movement that feels good for you. And we got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, awesome. Okay, so if you need water now, grab it. And of course, anytime throughout the class, if you need a break or a water break, make sure you take it. All right, now in this first, the second block, remember we're doing the full 4 blocks of work and then we're coming back around again. So I'm gonna get you to grab your weights. You're gonna do a bent over row. Bent over row, reverse lunge, and then bench press. We're gonna do push-ups a little bit later. So if you're okay doing bench press or the chest press, then that's what you'll do on this third exercise. So let's go bent over row here. Palms are facing in towards each other and pull. Let's take that to mid row. And let's go. So this next block, bent over row, reverse lunge, each leg, and the chest press. So let's go palms in, feel that squeeze between the shoulder blades. All right. So as we carry on, it's a lot of nice strength moves. So the back lunge, when we get to there, I don't want you to alternate. I'd like you to stay with the same leg. Let's go another 5. Feel that squeeze. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice and tall. You can hold the weights at your side. I want you to do same leg, step back, reverse lunge, tap, same leg goes back, drop, and together, okay? There's always the option for short stride. Nice long step back, get nice and low if you can, and tap, down and up. Excellent work, all on the same leg. Watch that knee alignment, shoulders back, nice and upright, chest lifted. Let's go another few here. Drop. Let's go 2 more on this leg. Get nice and low if you can. And 1 more. Let's really feel that glute. And set, reset, and switch your feet. Drop down and up. Okay, so remember, it is your workout, so if you need to shorten the range, it's fine. Good form. If you're speeding up your pace, just make sure that you're never sacrificing form for speed. And also, depends on the weight you have. Nice good range of motion. Let's go. Another few on this leg. So if you are comfortable, we're going to take it to the floor after this for chest press. And we'll have an option to do push-ups after, like a little bit later. But if you can do the chest press, let's go last one. And good. Okay, I'm gonna put my weights down here. I'm gonna tilt the screen down. So if you're all right, come down to the floor, chest press. And what we can do here is play with the range of motion. If you have a fairly lightweight, let's try 3 bottom pulses. Now, again, same thing with the chest press. You can change the hand placement. So if you're doing the, like a regular sort of push-up grip, or you want to keep your palms in, that's fine, like more like an A press. Let's try 3 in the bottom and up, squeeze. 3 in the bottom and push. So we want to get a good time under tension. That's why we're doing those pulses, and then squeeze. Now we're on the floor, so your elbows don't get to go too far, but that's a good safe position. If you need a little extra range, the glute bridge, just a little lift, allows us to get a little bit lower, but we still want to be safe with the shoulders. Let's stay low. 2, 3, and squeeze. Can you concentrate on activating those chest muscles as you squeeze up? It's not just the shoulders or triceps. And get that good squeeze up at the top. And let's go. All right, now, after this, that's already 3 strength. We're gonna get into another conditioning for a minute. And that's our second block of 4. And then we will be starting again on block 1. And let's go one more time, get that good squeeze. So I want you to just take your time if you need. If you're needing to take a little extra time to reset, if you know that you get dizzy, then take your time. Bring the weights with you so they're out of the way, and you'll need them for the next. Okay, so take your time here. This is a conditioning move, so I want you to be aware of this one. So I'm going to get you to do the squat jump if you're comfortable. So remember, we're doing this a minute long. So if you're not comfortable there, you can do those side or squat calf raise. Okay, so let's get started in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So if you're comfortable, 1 minute. Okay, if you need, you're stepping. Or squat calf raise. Squat calf raise. Okay. Let's go. So it is a minute long, so if you need a little extra recovery or take some breaks in between, 30 seconds. So remember, you don't have to jump to feel like you're working. So a bit of that conditioning and a bit of power. Soft landing. Your core engaged. Keep it going here. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. That is a minute long. Okay, catch your breath. Keep your feet moving and grab some water. We are into our third set of work. All right, now, remember there's four blocks, and then we'll repeat from the beginning. So this one is a single arm clean. So let's watch on this one. If you're comfortable, you can reach to the floor every single time. Now, that might be too low, so you can, once you pick it up, it's going to be a squat and then right up to press. So, and then close, so it's like a reverse upright row. Okay, so that would be an upright row. I'm going to get close. You don't need to see my legs too much. So I'm going to go from here, and then I'm all the way up. Okay, that's going to be the same side. Ready? Let's go. So low, up, and down, and up. This arm can be out to the side. So we don't need to squat. Again, it's not the same as that hang clean. We come up and bring it close to your body. If it bothers your shoulder, maybe you can change it to like a hammer curl, hand grip, up, down, all the same side. We will do the second and the other side in a second. So get low and up. If it's comfortable, to the floor, up and down. Your core is tight. What we don't want is be leaning, right? You want to keep your core engaged. 3, 2, and 1, and I want you to switch. I want you to also be careful that when, if it's too low and you find that you're hinging, let's remember we want to stay upright. Okay, we don't want to be putting strain on the back. So it may not be right down to the floor. Okay, let's switch legs, switch arms. So I'm not coming right down to the floor. I could, but I'm basically getting just about, an inch or so off the ground. And that's that nice fluid movement up and straight up. Okay, be careful of the shoulder, elbow and wrist. If you need, you can bring it close, right? It's a different hand placement, or you switch it all the way up. Okay, doesn't feel good in the shoulder. This is when you just change it to a movement that feels better. I'm gonna go another 4 on the side. Core engaged, nice and upright. With a single arm, we could tend to lean, but we don't want that. 1 more. Excellent. And then release. Okay, so now we're gonna go into a reverse fly. You could go a little bit lighter on this one if you like. Are we okay with this one? Both feet are planted on this. We're just gonna tip over and then reverse fly. Make sure your core is tight. And we go into the capital T movement with the arms. And fly. Excellent. Okay, looks good. You want to feel the muscles behind the shoulders. If you need to, you're bending your elbows. Nice neutral neck. And fly. Muscles in the upper back and behind the shoulders. There's no strain in the low back because the core is engaged, so be aware of that. And no strain in the neck. Let's go another 4, 3, 2, 1 more time, and release. Okay, so in this movement, I'm just gonna grab one of my weights. This is a power forward lunge. So I want it to be a little bit more on my legs and my core. It doesn't have to be super heavy. It doesn't have to be heavy, so I'm only using the one weight. I'm gonna start with my feet, but shoulder width apart. I'm gonna come forward in a lunge, and I'm gonna drop, and I'm gonna keep my legs loaded. I sink back a little bit, and then I come forward, hold, and come back. Just be aware of that. So it should be a drop, load, drop, load. So if you feel like you want to slow it down, or maybe you don't like the arms over your head, drop and back. Okay, so keep it going here. It doesn't have to be power if you're not feeling it, right? Like I could do a lunge and then a press. Do that. I could do the drop. All right, let's go another 10 seconds or so of these. And load. And I'm gonna go another, just one each leg. Drop. Core tight. Last one. And release. Okay. I'm sure I'm not the only one feeling this so far. We're gonna go into a 1 minute 3-step agility, and I can always do it low impact. Okay, so this is the end of our 3rd block. We have 1 more block, and then we're repeating from the beginning. So 3-step agility or low impact, 1, 2, and hold. 1, 2, and hold. Okay, so let's go 1 minute of those. Ready, and go. So modify if you need. If you like the 3-step power, you know, once you get going, watch your footing. 1, 2, hold. Okay, so 3-step, more power skater, or 3-step agility, I say, nice in line. So keep moving here, and 30 seconds. So modify, low impact. Okay, whatever feels the best for you. Breathe, work, good, excellent. Get ready for our 4th set of exercises. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Okay. Catch your breath and grab some water. We are doing well so far. We have another block there, and let's go ahead. This one I'll get you to start on your feet. There is a push-up on this one, and if you want to do a push press, or sorry, a chest press, then you can. I want you to try this one as a single arm tricep. We've done this not too often, but you remember how much more work single arm is than both. So maybe start with a lightweight. I like to make sure my core is tight. I'm going to put my hand here so I know that it's not swinging out to the side. And I'm going to hinge and up. Surprisingly, single arm is way more challenging. You don't have the support of the other, so it's little stabilizers. You might feel that just a little bit more. And as the heart rate is coming down from those 3-step agilities, we can focus on strength again. Let's go another 2 on this side, and we'll switch. If you have discomfort in your elbow, just be aware of that. It should feel like it's tricep work. If it's elbow or wrist or shoulder, too much strain, then you need to lower the weight, or just go ahead and do both arms. So the elbow, stay nice and close. It hinges behind the head. And I definitely feel that my left is a little wobbly compared to my other side. So another good reason why it's important to do single arm stuff, single leg stuff. All right, now, maybe you also feel the same with this. Keep the elbow close. And I'm going to go 2 more. See my shoulder, I can feel it quite a bit on this one because I know that's shoulder stabilizer. Release. Okay, well done. So I'm going to get you to grab the other weight. This is an upright row. And let's do this squat with the upright row. So we're going to take our feet nice and wide. And we're going to squat first. And we're going to come up into the upright row. So what we don't want is too high. We don't want the hands to flip either, right? So here, maybe just about mid chest height. Down and up. So upright row. And what we're going to do on the 3rd exercise is the push-up to a pike or a child's pose, like a 1 push-up lean back. If you are not doing the push-ups, then you can do some more chest press. That would be a perfectly good option. We'll get to that in a second. All right. Now, let's go with, pretty sure we're only gonna get 2 rounds of these because we're at the end. We're getting close to the first round. Let's go 2. 1 more. And okay, so this is a push-up to a pike or a child's pose. So I think you should be able to see me here. So I am going to take my push-up. I could be on my knees on the push-up, let's say, and I can go 1 push, and then I can come up on my toes, and I can do this sort of push back. That's one way to do it, or into a pike, and then back to the push-up. Okay, so maybe you do 1 push-up and then lean back in child's pose. Okay, so maybe you can do a few options. So let's give it a go. Now, 1 push and 1 either lean back or pike, and then back to the push-up. Push and back. Okay, so knees or toes. Remember, you can always do chest press if you know yourself that you need to be off of your wrists, off your hands. That's fine. So I'm going to go 1 push again. Pike. Push and push back. A couple more. Push and lean back. So that getting that pike or lean back is getting a bit of shoulder mobility, shoulder stabilizers. That's getting very difficult. 1 more time. Push and lean back. Excellent work. All right. 1 minute conditioning. When you're ready, take your time. Up onto your feet. We're definitely only going to get 2 rounds. All right. What was I thinking? We're going to get 3. Okay. Up onto your feet. This is a drop squat. Now, the drop squat is also easily modified. Just move your legs. It's about, or anything that you're going to do to get your heart rate elevated. 1 minute now. So join when you're ready. If you're not comfortable jumping, you've got those side steps again. Maybe you want to use the time to do some jogging or marching and modify if you need. Drop, drop, and keep going here. Keep it up here, and go. My son is just out of the view. Maybe he'll join us. It's March break. He could join us, and maybe not. All right, another 20 seconds. Push and push. All right, let's go. Modify if you need. And you've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Excellent. Okay, well, we are going to repeat from the beginning. So this is how we are going to do it. Now, I want to make sure we get another full round, so we might be shorter with each of the exercises. So if you remember, grab some water if you need it. This is the hang clean. And it's just going to be a little bit shorter because we need to squeeze it all in. Okay, so this was the hang clean. You remember this one? Here, here, and set. Right, from that one. Let's go. Load, load, and set. Load, load, and set. All right, time's just going to fly by today. And I haven't really given you a whole lot of rest. You probably feel like your heart rate's been pretty well elevated all the way through. Remember, you load the legs on this one and set. So remember, we're going to get through everything again. Each one is going to be just a little bit shorter so we can get it all in today. 2 more times. Load, load, and set. Last one. All right, it's the shoulder press, either push press or static. I'm going to do just a little push and down. Just this. Okay, catch your breath. Remember, it doesn't have to be full squat.
It's too much.
It's okay, I'll eat the rest.
Where do I put it?
Leave it.
Leaving it?
Push and up. All right. And I'm going to go in 3, 2, 1. All right. Now, we did the back lunge, the reverse lunge. We did the same leg last time. I'm going to change it so we're alternating on this one. So the weights are by your side. So we're going to do one back lunge together, switch feet. So if you're all right, go ahead now. Together. And back and together. So some big strength today. Overall conditioning. And not really too many breaks. So if any of the movements need to be a little bit less, you need a little bit longer recovery, please make sure you do, especially this second round of everything. Now, this is just begun here, and then I'm gonna go one more. I started with the other leg, and good. Okay, it's the jump jack. Remember the low jack or the jump jack where your palms are in, open, and close? It feels like a little more core on this. Let's go. It's only gonna be 30 seconds this round. Go. Out and in, out and in. Keep it moving. You can step it. Step it. If you need. So only 30 seconds, and that is only 10 seconds now. Let's go. Breathe. Keep going in 3, 2, 1, and done. All right, shake it out. So far, so good. Everybody looks great. Keep it moving here. Water if you need it. And bent over row. That's that mid grip, like this. And pull. Okay, let's go here. It's an action-packed day, isn't it? Let's go. Keep it moving. You're doing great. I hope that you feel like you're taking that time to recover in between, and especially after that conditioning, while we focus on strength, never holding your breath, and core engaged. Never sacrifice your form for speed or increase weight, right? So just take your time and feel that effort in the right places. Squeeze the shoulder blades. 3, 2, and 1. And release. All right. So on this one, you do the oh yes, actually we changed this a little bit. I changed the order of this one. This is a wide and the narrow. So that's the wide and the narrow, and the wide and the narrow. Okay. And the end of this one is the push or the bench press, or the chest press where we're on the floor. And then this is narrow, this is wide. So focus on the depth of the squats. If you're comfortable, you get a little bit lower. It feels good. And concentrate on that alignment. And in. Wide. And looking good. Excellent. Okay, now I'm going to go one more each way, and we need to get to the floor for the push-up, or sorry, not push-ups in this round. It is the chest press. So take your time. If you need a little longer time, it's all Right, come down. And let's go into that chest press again. This one we did the 3 in the bottom, up on 4. So 1, 2, 3, and squeeze. In that glute bridge, maybe you like that option. 3, 2, and 1, and up. Okay, your palms can be in, more of an A press, right? Like a modified, sort of like a chest fly, or like a regular chest press. And if you're up in that glute bridge or you're down, good. And I'm going to go ahead and do 2 more. 3 in the bottom. 1 more time. Excellent. And up. Great. Okay, so we were up, then we're down, and then we're back up. So take your time. And we end this second block with those jump squats or the squat calf raise. So take your time coming up here. Bring the weights with you so they are out of your way. And this is the squat jump. Remember, this is 30 seconds this round. So let's get started now. Either squat jump, squat calf raise. Anytime we're doing the conditioning, if it doesn't feel right to jump, then just make sure you do something that feels better for you. Overall conditioning, it's full body strength workout with that conditioning. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Excellent. Okay, grab some water here. As we move on, it's the single arm clean. Now, for this round, you remember when we did that one before, we did same arm. So this time I'd like you to alternate. So if you are okay picking up from the floor, just make sure that you're not straining your back. You need to stay upright. If it's too low, then what you're gonna do is come up, and then as long as you feel all right, you're gonna switch your hands with it, sort of off the ground, okay? So low, and then lift. So I'm not coming down to the floor on that, so you don't have to. If you feel good, then it's right down to the floor, right? So it's just important that you're not trying to pick up the weight like this. That's not the way to do it. We want to support. And I'm almost there. I'm just going to switch. Right. Breathe. It's a nice full body motion. It's up low then high. Let's go 1 more each side. 1 more. More engaged. Excellent. Okay, hopefully you feel that. And this is the reverse fly. So both feet are planted on this one. And just make sure your core is tight. This is that fly, like so. And let's go. So we have the alternating power lunge, you know, when we do that one, and then 3-step agility, and then our last block, and we're going to squeeze it all in. We're going to get it all in today. So squeeze the shoulder blades. You can bend the elbows if you need it. If it's too heavy, maybe you need to stand in every couple. I'm going to go just another 2 here. And 1 more. Excellent. All right, big shoulder roll. Hopefully that feels good. Now I'm going to grab the single weight. If you remember last time I did the power like this, hold and back. So if you can, you load it Right, you're going to that athletic stance, your hips are back, and then you drop, load, drop, and load. Modify if you need. It can be a lunge and then a press. Okay, that's less power and just a little reset in between. It doesn't feel good. You know, your core must be engaged. When you do a lunge like that, when your hands are over your head, you have to be careful of your back. I'm gonna go a couple more. You don't want to be pushing hips forward. I need to keep everything nice and tight. One more each. Last one. And excellent. Three-step agility. Okay, I hope you're doing okay today. It's about keeping you going. So 30 seconds only. And that's our three-step agility. To be mindful of how you're moving. Looks like this. More power, low impact. 1, 2. Okay. So when you land, just make sure that hip, so foot, knee, hip, all in line. Straining. So getting that movement side to side. And 3, 2, 1, and stop. Okay. Now catch your breath again. Grab some water. This is our final set. We're doing well for our timing. This is the single arm tricep. So we're going to do the single arm again. And so we do that. Second exercise is the upright row. Third is the push-up with the pike, and then we're on the floor to do the last little bit of core and the final cool down. So let's go, arm up. If you're not comfortable with single, just make sure you grab the other weight or hold it with both hands, right? Let's go. Sometimes two weights, and then when you push them right together, they help each other, right? This one is a lot more stability. And I know I've mentioned before when you've done this one, how much more challenging you felt that it was. I'm sure we all feel that way. And let's go to the 2 on this side. Arms are shaking. And switch. Okay. I like to have my other hand there just as a little reminder. It's just reminding me to keep my elbow right there. I don't want my arm to sneak out to the side. Keep it going. Hinging from the elbow. Shaky arms. All right, 2 more now. And remember, you can always do both arms. Last one. Yes. Okay, excellent. Okay, upright row. Grab the other weight. Squat with the upright row. Second last strength exercise. Squat. Upright. Let's do this the last time. And then after we do this, push-ups, chest press if needed. We will try that push-up to pike or lean back. Keep it going. We're just about there. What was I thinking we would get 3 rounds? All right. Some time management when it comes to exercise. Sometimes us instructors can get a little bit over our head with the amount of exercises we want to throw in. Okay, let's go 2 more. One more time. Excellent. Okay, it's the push-up with the pike. Push-up to child's pose or push-up to the lean back. Okay, so let's Take it down to the floor. And if none of those push-ups feel right, you're doing some more chest press, okay? And then we can do the core at the end, okay? So let's go ahead and do those push-ups. Right, this is your lowest option, push-up and then lean back. You can do push-up, either pike, like a down dog, push-up, and then a kind of lean back, right? Push, all those options for you. Push and pike, or push and go. Okay, just make sure your shoulders feel all right. It doesn't feel strained or your hands aren't going to slip. That could be an injury waiting to happen. So let's make sure you're stable. As you see, I'm just on my knees on this one, but still effort. Last two. And one. And last one. Here. And release. We got actually two core exercises, and then cool down, and then that's it. So if you want some resistance, I'm just going to grab a weight for my leg extensions or the dead bug, and then I'm going to do the that scoop, and that will be the end before we do a cool down. So let's take the feet up. You can go ahead and keep your head down the whole time if you like. Let's do that little pelvic tilt to make sure that the low back stays flat, and reach and down. So out and then in. Both legs is an option. A tap instead of a full extension is an option. And let's breathe and focus on those abdominal muscles. And keeping these lower abdominal muscles engaged. Okay, the back stays flat. You do that by creating that little pelvic tilt, especially on that extension, our back doesn't lift. All right, now let's go one more each. Last one. Okay, so this one, I'm gonna get you to come up into that scoop, and it's our last one. You can bend the knees, you can lift, and we'll go 20-second hold, and then we're right into our stretch. So let's lift. Shoulder blades lift and heels lift if you can on that extension. Ready? And go. Pull it down in and you lift. Okay, if that doesn't feel good, your knees are bent and you hold. Maybe you like the extension, but one leg. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. Okay, right into cool down here. Hug your knees in. We managed 2 rounds. I had to modify the second round. Otherwise, we wouldn't have got it all in. Drop your legs to one side and release. So it's just a little bit different format today. I hope you felt like that was effective for you and you feel like you've had a good workout. And come back in and switch. Excellent. And back to the center. We'll do a glute stretch here, press the one leg over. Never forcing the stretch, so gentle stretch here. And let me stretch and switch sides. Press over, reach it through. And reach. We'll roll it up to seated here. And up onto your feet. We'll keep things dynamic on our feet. So come on up. And I'm going to do that rotation. From here, scoop the hamstring up here and then up and open. And as long as you feel all right here, let's go again. Switch legs. And one more each side. Release. One more time. Do our quadricep stretch here. So let's go knee up first and then behind. Switch if you're holding on to something. Just a couple, 2 on one side, 2 on the other. Last one. Good work today. All right, hands behind your back. Let's pull the shoulders down and we'll do a little tilt. And then after this other side, anything else that you need to stretch. And shoulders, maybe a little bit more legs. Give yourselves a great big hand for making it today. Hope you enjoyed the class. I'm going to stop the recording now. And then for those of you who are here, I'll stick around for a couple of minutes.